J.V. Miller for the position of county coordinator at the budgeted salary of $1 a year, no benefits, to be employed as any regular county employee at the regular work week on the regular schedule of
Why does
days
that matter?
off. Excuse me?
Why does that matter if he gets no benefits?
Because Mr. Miller had in his volunteer had said he wanted to be treated just like any other employee and have a full work week
But he's
and
not.
only take days off when other people had days off, and to have vacations only when other people had
I have
vacations.
a comment. The Ethics Commission says no benefits, vacation, sick leave, or benefits.
Yeah.
Well, he's not getting paid for those, so
Well,
it's
so you
irrelevant.
don't have to
You can't
recognize
accrue
them.
them.
You don't have to do that.
Oh.
And,
No
and
benefits.
furthermore, the job of the coordinator is just like a commissioner. When we don't get the holidays necessarily either. I mean, we have meetings. They alternate all the way around, and night meetings and stuff. I don't think that you should put on the record to somebody's got to be here 8:30 to 4:30
Well, then
when
that's
they've got
fine.
night meetings.
Well,
I
then
mean,
that's fine.
that's not required of any of
Okay,
our other
all right.
employees.
I will agree with that. That's fine. So the
But
most
all employees do submit timesheets.
fine. Well,
That's
can
all you
submit a
should
timesheet.
require.
That's
Sounds
fine.
reasonable.
So at this point then, I would move that we consider Mr. Miller for this position. Mr. Miller, from looking at his resume, from interacting with Mr. Miller over the several months that we have been considering this position, in talking with him and speaking with him about the various county issues which he has a personal interest in and which he is interested in helping the community move forward in solving and enriching the future of the county. I think that Mr. Miller is eminently qualified to serve in this position, and I personally am thankful that someone of his caliber, education, and experience is willing to step forward and devote his time and effort to helping our county be a better place to live and assisting the county commission in its work. And I'm very pleased that we have him to consider as a candidate, and I would move that we appoint him to this position. And for the purposes of discussion, I'll ask for a second. Is there a second?
Second.
Now that we have a second, is there any further discussion?
Yes, there is. I take objection to the fact that we've been considering this for months, because we haven't. We had a public meeting that was alluded to earlier that talked about this, and then there was zero discussion at the county commission level, unless you all have been having private meetings. There's been zero discussion of any of this. Mr. Miller's attended a couple county commission meetings to talk about windmills or to talk about courthouse annexes, but there's been no discussion about county coordinator. And this has just popped up on the agenda at the last meeting. So I do take objection. This has been something that we have discussed, because we haven't until last meeting. The next thing is that I have not had an opportunity, other than what he has done in a public meeting. I've not been approached by Mr. Miller about any of this. I've seen his resume that's been forwarded to me or been laid here from Mr. Martin over there, and that's it. I mean, I don't see where the qualifications that y'all talk about. This is wonderful, but, you know, since we're proceeding with hiring somebody in a public forum in this fashion, the background is he worked on some campaigns in Virginia, New Hampshire, and Virginia, presidential campaigns, state senate campaigns. He's retired from the FBI, has top secret security clearance. What benefit that is to the county commission, I don't know. It's been mentioned several times. And Federal Bureau of Investigation, that is a government position from '89 to 2007. And his job description was FBI laboratory with DNA database linking Counterterrorism Division, where he designed and developed terrorist screening database again. An Information Technology Division, which was using the FBI public source information. Again, it sounded like database. I don't know about you guys, I use Excel occasionally, but I don't use a whole lot of databases in the performance of my job here. Private sector, he has a management consultant and looks like some business experience there. That was the thing that I thought was most relevant to this job. That was from 85 to 89. Then we have U.S. Department of Labor and Bureau of Labor Statistics. It's always good to have a background in statistics for grant writing. However, I see no grant writing experience written anywhere. And that was one of the things that we said would be great to have in an ideal candidate. And those kind of things. I'm not seeing what you all are seeing as to how this relates to county government, and I'm extremely concerned that none of this experience occurred in West Virginia,
Thank you.
which has
I'll-
different laws
I'll
from the state
speak
of
to the-
Virginia. We are not a commonwealth, and we operate very, very differently from the state of Virginia
Yes.
or from the federal
That
government.
we've learned, yeah, that's
I
for
wish
sure.
you felt that way about the wind turbines, that there was a difference.
I
wanna
don't
speak
feel
to
that this is the forum for a wind turbine, and
Yes.
that is more of a grassroots initiative. That's not county government's place to take the lead in a grassroots movement like that.
I want to speak to Mr. Miller's resume as well. Some things that jump out at me are really quite different from the things that jump out from Ms. Griffith. The campaign experience, however, that Ms.
Which
Griffith
was just
mentioned.
added in this resume.
Okay. That definitely demonstrates a very active interest in public policy.
Politics.
Marty win?
That's politics.
Yeah, did he win?
That has nothing to do with it.
Hillary Clinton.
Well, if he's a loser,
I think
Excuse me,
Mr.
Mr. Alderman.
Warner
It's called
did.
work.
Working with people and working with communities.
I'll continue.
I think Mr. Warner won.
He has served as liaison with more than 100 state and local crime laboratories, both directors and staff. Now, we're not a crime laboratory, but we have agencies and we have hundreds of people who help this county in various ways. We have directors and we have staff. Liaison with congressional staff. We do a lot of that too. Budget officer. Designed and administered 3 grant programs for state and local crime labs. Managed project schedule and budget for the aforementioned FBI terrorist screening database. Keywords being managed project schedule and budget. To me, the specific tasks or the nature of terrorist screening and database and information technology isn't necessarily what a county coordinator is all about, but the activities conducted in executing those tasks are spelled out right here, and they say to me the very same things, the activities that a county coordinator would have to engage in. The job description does say 12 things, knowledge, skills, and abilities required. I started out by saying the ideal candidate should meet the following. Mr. Miller might not be the ideal candidate, but he's a good place to start in my opinion. I think for the most part he covers these items very well.
Have you looked at more than one candidate? Either of you?
No,
Okay. Say that a little louder for the record.
I have not looked at other candidates at this time.
Thank you.
and are not going to look, right?
Excuse me,
You don't
Mr.
want me.
Alderman.
Not for $1 a year.
I'm talking to Dave, Marty.
It may be that
What if I offer for $1 a year? I'll do 50 cents.
It may
Thank
be
you.
that 2 years from now, Mr. Miller, he's agreed to do this for 2 years. It may be that 2 years from now, or sooner, we would decide that we want somebody different, or to retain him at $40,000 a year, or to consider advertising the job at a real salary. We're not at that stage yet.
At
How
that
do you
point,
know that
you'll
he's
have-
not
you'll
still
have given him
active
2 years'
government?
experience in it.
How do you know that he's not still active FBI? Now, I've used a phrase there deliberately.
He says he's retired.
Oh, okay, retired.
He says he's retired.
Retired, sir?
Mr. Alderman,